Hello, everybody, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, your executive producer here, and thanks for tuning in to watch or listen to whatever it is you're about to watch or listen to. In these trying times, we really do appreciate everyone that feels that we are worth their time, and we hope that we're able to give you something entertaining to while away the time as you spend it. We particularly want to thank those of you that feel like we're worth financially contributing to, particularly our $25 and up supporters on Patreon, who are Antitonic, Drevian Alexander, Cat Waterflame, Rowan Parker, and Samantha Bates. Yes, I read that off of a list. Thank you very much for supporting us. I know that in these uncertain times, finances are tough for everybody, so that you're willing to donate to us means a lot to all of us here, and we thank you. That being said, please sit back, relax, and enjoy. And I forgot to rearrange the booths. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Gran, Terra, Shadowfront, where I get to play musical chairs with everyone's monitors.
Can I just say what I love about this? It seems like you realized this before you hit go on this stream and just went with it anyways.
I realized it as I hit the button that transitions us to the booth.
Okay.
I clicked booth everyone in my brain. There's been like a little voice in the back of my brain sort of tapping on my shoulder going, hey John, hey John, hey John, hey John, hey John, hey John. And I've been ignoring it because I do that all the time. And then
it just had something important to say this time.
When I hit booth everyone, it went, by the way. And then the rest of that came out of my mouth. So, as I'm playing musical faces with everyone, I'm John, I'm the Game Master. I'm joined today by Nikki.
Oh, hi, I'm Nikki. I'm playing Scuzz the Goblin, your rogue who missed out on the greatest session ever. And that's not going to have any kind of real-world repercussions for him. By the way, Black Lives Matter.
They do. And I'm also joined by William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Valdeth Stonebeard, the Dwarven Samurai, who was the first person involved in this Groundhog Day incident and is still recovering.
And Cody.
Cody, I'm playing Ithram Volar, Hobgoblin War Wizard, second to realize, and glad he still has magic.
And Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara, and I'm playing Titania Valkorian, Eladrin Druid Princess, and the one who started it all. I'm very proud of myself.
Aaron?
Hi, I'm Aaron. I'm playing Carolina, Human Barbarian, best to realize of those that realized, and fine, totally fine, why are you asking?
And Jack?
Hey everybody, I'm Jack. I'm playing Gent Minar, the half-elf spellslinger, who is the next to last to realize, and honestly is doing pretty well and was far more affected by what happened afterwards.
Yeah, legit.
And Jeremy.
I'm Jerry. I am playing Ariel, ASMR gunslinger, who realized third probably was done with this shit quicker than anybody. And stayed that way through and is still done with all this shit.
When last we left off, after a series of unfortunate events involving a monkey's paw, the Steelhearts finally left Luxuria, heading out to one of the border forts between Luxuria, one of the old abandoned border forts between Luxuria, between Illinois and Dunisia, where they met up with Prince Zane and his entourage, Prince Zane being the last surviving member of the royal family of Dunisia. Where they sort of had a brief meeting with all of the Griffin companies, discussed plans to move out across Dunisia across the mountains separating it from the uncharted frontier, and then into the uncharted frontier. And at that point, basically they're going to be leaving sort of combat operations to Valdeth's leadership, as Prince Zane admits that he does not have nearly enough military experience or combat experience to lead any sort of combat encounter. It'll be the 19 members of the 3 Griffin companies plus 20 members of the Royal Guard and Prince Zane, his personal bodyguard Saif, and the head of the Royal Guard Dima. After that, They had the evening to themselves as they're going to be setting off in the morning, riding giant armadillos across Dunisia, when Titania, Valdeth, and Ghent had a moment, and that's where we left off. So, that has happened.
Moving forward, Ghent is going to be referring to everybody that we're escorting as Prince Zane and his entourage.
You can. That is a thing you can do. So, I like how long it took William to get it.
No, I got it immediately. I was just like, I'm not going to react. I'm not going to react. I'm not going to react.
So, is there anything anybody else is doing tonight before the next day?
I like to imagine that Scuzz has been very quiet, like almost uncharacteristically quiet, and like didn't sleep well. In fact, probably stayed awake and like was making sure the sun rose the next morning. And I will just go ahead and preface this. He does this for a couple of days where he just does not sleep.
Fortunately, he doesn't need to.
Technically, he doesn't. He does like need like to rest, like the 4-hour meditation thingy. But like, Scuzz is not okay. He is, in the narrator's voice, Scuzz and Tea Buckets was not okay.
And as with everyone else, Scuzz does, now that it's over, know what was happening. Just during the course of the Groundhog Day situation, Scuzz never figured it out.
No.
Okay.
But now Scuzz does know, because everyone knows, including Titania. Anything else? Anybody else? Or are we moving on to the next day when you move out before the sun rises? All right. So you all get up early in the morning. You are woken by not by Kenna screaming into your link pearl, fortunately, because also as a reminder, all 3 of the Griffin companies now have all their link pearls connected, which resulted in Kenna.
Who designed this?
Which resulted.
It was a tactical
I was just
decision.
following orders.
It was a tactical
Great.
decision,
I'm so excited.
which did result in Kenna wishing everyone a good night. In the manner of which you imagine that she wishes all of her Griffin mates good night every night too, anyways. So she just added
I like
everyone
her.
else in.
This is very pure and very good.
But you gather together in the morning before the sun rises, mount up on your giant armadillos, which I will remind you are very large horse-sized armadillos with basically reclining saddles on them, and plenty of room for fun and activities, and head off. You will be traveling Dunisia for the next month and a half. You are warned that while there are not a whole lot of threats of natural predators or threats in Dunisia because of the climate, the one big thing to worry about are sandworms. So don't make too much of a ruckus that might draw them to you.
I'll walk with rhythm.
Watch
Thanks
us
for getting
understep
flashbacks
across the
to
desert.
sand-
As the
to
gun users.
caves.
Which, yeah.
So yeah, don't make too much of a fuss that might draw sandworms to the convoy. Other than that, there's not too terribly much you need to look out for. If you see any lizards or anything like that, feel free to hunt and gather supplies. But again, caution re sandworms. So, anything? Is there any? So you have a month and a half. Any particular things that any of you want to do over the course of that month and a half?
As we are going through, I am doing my best to remember at least one like landmark or notable thing a day, just to reassure myself the same day is not repeating again now that we're in a place where that wouldn't be super obvious.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Great. I'm good at those. Except for that's the opposite of what I am, and I totally had my character sheet open. Why are you asking?
I assume we're probably under the same sort of limitations of you can attempt to gain 1 skill proficiency over the course of a time skip.
Depending on how it depends on if you succeed at doing it over the course, but yes, principally yes.
Right.
11.
Okay.
11. So you're not able to do that during the day because it's once you enter Dunisia, it's just rolling hills and the occasional ruin. When you see a ruin, that's your landmark. Outside of that, it's the stars. But you do manage to pick a few things out that reassure you you're not just running in circles or that the day's not skipping itself over again.
Yeah, cool. That's good.
You do notice that the ruins that you see do not match the architecture of the fort that you were at, which you did learn was Dunisian in design.
Mm-hmm.
But yes.
Unfortunately, given previous recommendation not to cause too much noise, trading to finish off that gun proficiency is not wise.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the best idea.
Please don't.
Watch out for sandworms. What?
Yeah. Now we're all gonna fire our guns at the exact same time for maximum efficiency of loudness.
Well, there's something I can add to that. Booming blade. Slam
There
the
we
ground.
go.
See, now I need Ithram to have managed to get the silence spell, and then we can just have this weird pantomime gun safety course.
I was about to say, like,
this bubble.
Theoretically, someone with the silent spell could be like, "There's your silent zone. Give instructions outside of it. Step inside to practice."
You have 10 minutes.
But Gent is going to focus on, since we're traveling with armadillos and the like, seeing if he can pick up animal handling proficiency.
Okay. Go ahead. Are you trying to learn it from anybody in particular, or just trying to work it out yourself?
If there's anybody either amongst the Zontaraj or the other Griffins that seems to be pretty good at it, or somebody who's taking point in working with / caring for the armadillos, he'll try and.
Well, there are 2 druids, one of whom you are in you are in a relationship with now.
Sure. Is Titania
demonstrated animal handling talent, though?
I do.
Okay.
Fair
enough.
Yeah.
Then that will be the first person he goes
Okay.
to. Then absolutely.
So we'll need 3 intelligence saving throws from Titania first.
Oh boy.
Be a teacher. This will be great.
I'm not good at teaching. Here we go. 13, 11, 2.
All right. And then we'll need 3 charisma saving throws from Gent.
Isn't animal handling wisdom?
Yeah.
Is it wisdom? Oh, then through
Yep.
wisdom. I thought it was charisma. Wisdom,
Yep.
then yes. Wisdom
Okay.
saving throws.
He's not good at these. This
Oh,
will be excellent. 19, 9, and 18.
Okay. So over the next month and a half, it takes you a while, but your overall scores are high enough that you can learn the animal handling proficiency from Titania.
Titania's the best.
It takes you the whole month, though.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Right.
No,
Oh,
that
look,
makes
it doesn't-
sense.
I think it
So-
stops sighing when we walk near.
that's
Remember these
very
things
much
were like
an improvement.
disdainful.
right.
Aaron.
Oh, give up.
I'm scrolling through the downtime activities section of Xanathar's guide because
Uh-huh.
someone mentioned the word downtime.
Yep.
I want to point out, well, I do not have the proficiency. If someone has herbalism proficiency, apparently healing potion crafting is a downtime activity.
Yep.
I also have that.
Just throwing that out there.
Yep.
And also want to question whether caroling or gambling. I don't.
Carousing.
Carouseling?
Carousing.
Carousing. Carousing.
Carousing. I've never heard
Partying.
that word said aloud before. I don't.
Yeah.
Whether carousing or gambling are options. They are in the book, but I understand they may not be relevant to our situation.
Let me see what Xanathar's guide suggests those two things are before I confirm.
Sure. I will.
Downtown activities. I found them. Let's see. Carousing. Carouseling. So.
I just remember seeing something on there where you can like
Carousing, no, because you're traveling with a bunch. You're traveling with a bunch of mercenaries and royal guards, so it's not like you can get to know them. You can get to know them better, but not in the way that carousing is like sort of here's a random NPC that you can get a favor from later.
Yeah, that's fair. These are the kinds of people Carolina would do that with in a different context. But
Yeah,
that makes perfect sense.
because you're not likely to develop a rival out of this thing or something like that. You're not going to develop a rival with one of the random Dunisian royal guards for no reason.
Aw, that's fair.
But gambling, yes. Both the other griffins and the royal guards are definitely up for some distractions in the utterly boring convoy that you have.
So yeah, if I can pull together people interested in low stakes gambling, I'm gonna try and get as many of my allies in on this as possible. And so we may want to pin that while other people decide what they want to do.
Yeah.
So,
Scuzz is down for gambling.
Mm-hmm.
If it gets mentioned, and he wanted to learn something from somebody, but maybe that. Oh no, he also wanted to learn gun proficiency. We're not doing that. That's right.
Bang.
But yeah, if Carolina offers up gambling, Scuzz is down for that.
Gambling, I'm in.
In the absence of capacity to train with guns, Valdeth would like to train her senses and try and gain perception.
Okay.
Efficiency.
Are you going to do it yourself, or are you going to train with somebody?
If there is someone available, with someone is better. But
what was
To do
it?
what?
Perception?
perception, yeah.
Yep.
You're already training Gent, so you
Okay.
can't train Valdeth.
I am proficient. I
As
would.
am I, but I actually wanted to ask about alchemy
Mhm.
supplies because I have that kit. Is there? Can Scuzz work on? I guess making like simple poisons or something like that, or like alchemist fire.
Yeah, you can craft an item during the downtime, or you can work on it.
Whee!
Do you have proficiency with your alchemist kit?
I think so. Unlike thieves' tools, like I have.
Let me take a look. Let me take a look.
Yes,
at your
I have proficiency with the alchemist tool because of my background.
Okay, yeah, then you can. I was just saying that if you didn't, you could also learn the proficiency from somebody else before you did that. But you have it, so yeah, you can work on making figure out what kind of things you want to make. So Ariel, do you want to train Valdeth in perception?
Yeah, I'm cool. I can do that.
So give me 3 intelligence saving throws from Ariel.
Yeah, this is gonna go well.
This is fine.
Intelligence, a dump stat? What?
It actually is my dump stat.
A consistent increase from beginning
Oh my
to end.
god!
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Based on the past, that makes sense.
Right.
Plus 5.
Takes
then
you a
plus
little
two.
while to get
Just-
back to.
Like, first is you just look at things better. You notice things that you wouldn't otherwise notice. Imagine, I don't know, the last 4 months. Can you do that? Only, with an accent.
So Valdeth, 3 wisdom saving throws. The first 2 at disadvantage.
Oh boy. Ding, ding, ding.
Okay. through your own experience in survival and tactics and things like that, with what limited help you're getting from Ariel, you do manage to, over the course of the month and a half, get the perception proficiency.
Yay!
It does take you the whole time, though.
Yeah, I figured it would with that teaching.
It's only like the first month or so, apparently.
Yeah.
Or first few weeks.
First 2 weeks, then the second 2 weeks, then the last 2 weeks, you're good.
I mean, it's a month and a half, and you got 3 rolls, so theoretically, each roll is half a month.
Yep.
So
Each month is 2 weeks.
Each month is 2 weeks, yeah.
Or each roll is 2 weeks.
each month is 2 weeks.
That's what it's felt like, kind of. For each 2 weeks of the month.
The second 2 weeks is after the ever so illuminating "just look better" comes a series of pop quizzes, which of course means sneak attacks that come out of nowhere.
Classic.
Dodge!
Why didn't you dodge?
Yeah, except for the dodge is after the attack.
Yeah, exactly. How else are they going to learn?
And then the final 2 weeks is good drink. Good drink.
Ithram.
Oh, God.
So while we're traveling, he's gonna find at one point he's gonna go looking for like a dark stone, like a dark black stone, and then slowly over the course of the month try to work that into a marble. And then while that's going on, he's gonna see if maybe Scuzz will help him get better with his manual dexterity for sleight of hand.
Scuzz, would you like to teach Ithram some sleight of hand?
Starry-eyed, like, yeah.
Are you
Yeah, I can
proficient
teach
with sleight of hand?
Huh.
Is the first question.
This is a +10 sound.
Okay, yes, you are proficient with sleight of hand.
I'm expert in sleight of hand.
So give me 3 intelligence saving throws, Scuzz.
Nope.
Does having expertise in the skill make it any easier to teach someone?
Lowers the DC.
15, 18, and a 22.
Intelligence is
Scuzz.
not Scuzz's jump set.
No, it is not.
That's charisma.
He's a clever boy.
Look, I gave myself 1 dump stat for obvious reasons.
Ithram, you can give me 3 dexterity saving throws. The third one with advantage.
Okay, cool.
Don't worry, Scuzz. It's against dump
Oh,
stat too.
Sorry.
We'll say that's the
Still-
third one. Roll 2.
Yep, that's the third one.
Holy shit.
17, 16, 22.
Scuzz is actually a really good teacher, and you pick it up very quickly. You actually learn sleight of hand in the first couple of weeks.
Nice.
Dope.
Okay, so crafting items. We'll get to that next, and then we'll get to the gambling, because I feel like gambling will be a series of scenes.
I actually, before we dive too far into it, I have a curiosity question.
Go ahead.
As far as what other people in the group may have noticed about recent changes in relationship statuses.
Hold up. Let me
We don't
see
get Wi-Fi
Scuzz.
out here. Don't know.
Let me roll an insight check. Scuzz
You
has no
don't.
idea. Yeah,
You
no, Scuzz,
don't.
no idea.
I mean, I'm
has
curious-
been studiously avoiding mostly Titania, so probably has not noticed.
I'm specifically
Unless they're
asking if
kissing in front of her face, in which case she is capable of picking up social cues, but like
I'm specifically asking if this is something, since that hasn't really generally been an open thing of conversation as a rule, if that's something that's being kept quiet or not.
oh yeah, fair.
Not what everybody else thinks, which also a thing. Like, but I'm curious.
Well, you 3?
It's not a regular topic of conversation for Valdeth, but I don't think she's intentionally hiding it. That depends on the other 2.
Yeah,
Gent is-
yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, he had been kind of like wanting a week to like figure it out, so Titania would be waiting on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which Valdeth probably would as well, but like beyond that point, I don't think Valdeth is intentionally hiding anything.
Right.
Yep. There will probably have been a couple brief conversations fairly off to the side with Titania between Gent and Titania. And after a week, Gent would have told Valdeth yes to the rings. And then there would have been a conversation between all three of them of how do we want to exhibit this in public, more on the lines of when we get back to Taram, especially because of things like inheritance and that sort, and family lineages and all the various baggage that goes along with interrelationships amongst the noble class and things like that. And basically, how do you guys want to play this?
So, Titania,
Uh-huh.
you know that the royal family doesn't really give a shit how many spouses you have. In fact, one of your aunts is in a polycule that's 6 people wide. All of each like connecting couple has children with each other. So it's this massive like beehive of relationships. So the royal family at the very least doesn't give a shit. You do what you want to do. Nobility, it depends on the family to family have different rules that they may or may not care about. As far as the nobility goes, but the royal family is very much whatever.
Gent would have communicated that if his family ever starts talking to him again, they definitely wouldn't. Gent being in a relationship with Titania is not going to be an issue. That's going to be a wow, he actually made a good decision for once in his life as far as they're concerned.
Might help.
Right. The incorporation of Valdeth into that, they will probably wrap their heads around somehow. It might not be an accurate interpretation of the actual situation, but they'll figure that out. But Titania would probably be sort of the one that they openly acknowledge as Gent's partner.
And then Val, you probably, because
that's a political mess.
Complicated.
Everstone is complicated and in a lot of bad ways.
You're really selling it for me?
I know. But it's a thing I'm trying to actively fix. If I can generate the clout and the pull that I would need to force the High Council and particularly my family line to acknowledge me as the head of the house, it's definitely something worthwhile. As far as lineage goes, once getting them to wrap my head around me being a woman in charge of the family line, having Gent in the relationship would probably be a benefit, because that's by that line I can actually have children for a family line, theoretically.
So do you want to have that be...
Let's try not to let it get out of this.
People...
Yeah, let's try not to let it get out of the city, I guess.
Okay. So...
That makes sense.
Okay.
But once I've got the pull to basically bash aside the consistently frustrating narrow minds of my home city, that shouldn't be anything in the way.
So probably shouldn't do anything here right now.
we're in the middle of a desert with
Yeah, but-
with a tertiary nation and not
Mhm.
quite drawn lines back to Everstone.
Yeah, it kind of talks.
That's fair.
Yes, the Dunisian royal family at the moment are very interested in Tyrion gossip.
But like kind of talks when they get back. That's what she means. And I don't know.
Oh, Kenna. Kenna talks. Yes, Kenna
Yeah,
does
yeah.
talk.
Yeah.
If you tell Kenna something, it'll be known.
Mhm.
Ken is great at getting the word out.
Oh, yeah.
She's the perfect hype girl.
Honestly, no, actually, no. This sounds stupid, and it is because it's Everstone. But the idea of this being a political marriage and my wife having a consort is not unheard of. So, as dumb as that is, it's probably fine.
It's like, wait, did I just get relegated to man whore?
No. Gets like, huh, I got a title.
Shit.
Holy shit.
We're good. So
So the relationship triangle's probably easier to get out while maintaining myself as a man among Tehran.
okay.
So the relationship is probably fine.
Oh,
Because-
that's solved then.
Having a consort on either side of a political marriage is relatively common among Everstone.
So I think the answer is yes. It is. Right?
Probably yes, and
Cool.
not at all hidden. Then.
There's your answer, Ariel. It took,
Right,
it
yep,
took
mhm.
several negotiations. It was good.
There were business meetings. People were wearing street pants.
Yep.
This is weird that every day at noon, Titania, Gent, and Valdeth go behind an armadillo and erect a tent. It's weird.
They're
with
just
with
being
occasional
pals.
calls for
They're
Scuzz's
gals
notary
being
services.
pals. They're
Gal
friends.
My what services?
Like Kitty and Rachel.
Yes.
Notary services.
Notary.
Notary services.
Scuzz is,
Why do you need me to write letters?
Scuzz is a notary
This is
public,
this
apparently.
contract.
Right, it's a contract thing. We just need you to certify the signatures. You don't have to write anything.
Oh, thank God. Don't have him write anything.
No.
And then at the end of 3 days, white smoke comes out the top, and we know they've made a decision.
Right, yeah. Conclave over. Hello, everybody. We're all dating.
Oh, that's what you guys were having me watch. You guys talk about. I see.
My brain stopped at, oh, that's
No.
what you guys were having me watch.
You're dating. Okay. There's a lot of talk of like nobility stuff and lineage and whatever, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of stopped listening.
Fair, it's kind of boring.
You're dating. Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks, Buckets.
All right.
Now, are you dating like all three of you are like more than friends? Like
Yeah.
extra friends? Cool.
Coming this fall, extra friends. Yes.
Sometimes you're friends, and sometimes you're extra friends.
It's just a bunch of
That's
extras
what-
like hanging out. And
That's what someone had to tell me one time.
That's the long-running 1990s NBC sitcom we should have had.
yeah, extra
Right?
friends.
Extra friends.
It kind of one is the one that we did have, but
I mean, to
it
an
should have
extent,
been more.
yeah.
All right.
I don't need a clear.
So,
Also, it's 80% funnier when you cut out the laugh track and you just let those awkward silences stretch.
I wanted to try it, but well, I don't know. Ariel can react to stuff. But I wanted to try and keep learning Dwarvish. Dang it!
Okay.
Maybe.
I will try and teach Dwarvish.
Here's yeah, you can learn Dwarvish and brew potions in the same time because those are two different activities that wouldn't impose on each other.
Okay.
All right, so 3 intelligence saving throws from Valdeth.
It's a good thing I got proficiency in that this level.
Indeed.
Ding, ding, ding. Got worse as we went along, but
Look, sometimes you don't have a person to practice with, and then you don't keep up with your tests every day, and the owl gets mad at you, comes to your house.
Titania, give me a intelligence saving throw. 3 intelligence
Yep.
saving throws.
These are gonna go great, as we've demonstrated.
The first one gets advantage.
Okay.
The third one gets disadvantage.
Why? Okay. Why is it showing up? Hang on. Sorry, I have to do a thing. It has decided to have that stupid dice show up, and I don't like it. Why? Okay.
Click dice rolls on D&D
Oh.
Beyond, but not on things.
So you got a
that's a good thing
17
that
for your
first one was
first one.
advantage.
Good.
All
Good.
right.
13.
And then the third one was at
18.
disadvantage, so you need to roll one more time.
Oh, that's disadvantage? Okay.
Yeah.
I got all excited. Darn it.
Well, you might roll higher. Okay.
14.
So you got a 17, a 13, and a 14. At the end of the month, you do learn Dwarvish, so you can take Dwarvish language proficiency.
How exciting.
All right.
And now I will know when my 2 girlfriends are having an argument about me.
Yes.
No, it's like when you have, hey, they have a separate chat that you're not included in.
He's like, oh, okay, this one's none of my business. All right.
That's only really awkward when you inevitably pick up enough Dwarvish that you can
Right.
understand everything
Okay.
that's happening.
So, Titania,
Yes.
brewing a healing potion does not require any rolls.
Okay.
It just depends on what kind of healing potion you're wanting to brew.
Okay.
And it has a gold materials cost to it. So if you
Okay.
want to scavenge for those materials, you'll have to do some rolls. But if you have that material on hand already, then you can just make them.
Well, I don't even have 1 gold, so
So a healing potion costs 1 day to make and gives you and costs 25 gold worth of materials to make.
okay.
A greater healing potion costs 1 week to make and costs 100 gold worth of materials. A superior healing potion is 3 weeks for 1,000 gold worth of materials, and a supreme healing potion is 4 weeks for 10,000 gold worth of materials.
Yeah, I don't have any gold, so I'm gonna try and get some materials.
All right, so give me a.
I think we did survival before.
Yeah, it'll be a survival check. So give me a. We'll have it be a survival check per week. Are you
Okay.
asking anybody's help with this?
Yes.
Who
That's
are
the
you
other
asking?
druid. Hey.
Okay, so you got a Demokritos.
Yep.
Yeah, he will happily lend you a hand searching, so you can make these rolls with advantage.
16.
So a 16 for the first week. You find enough materials at the end of the first week. You find about 100 gold worth of raw materials that you can use to make
Ooh.
healing potions.
Nice. And I know the base level is 25. What's the second level again?
100. So you could make
100?
you could spend a week and make 1 greater healing potion, or you could spend 4 days and make 4 regular healing potions with this
Ooh.
material.
I'll
Or,
make
or you could go searching for more.
I'm feeling kind of lucky. I'm gonna try and search for more.
Right? So another.
Besides, I know we're gonna get like further into terrible kind of
Right, so that's another survival check with advantage.
with advantage.
Because
Okay.
Demokritos is still helping you.
17.
All right, you find another 100 gold worth of materials.
if I do this for 10 days, I can make a really big one. That's too long though. I don't think I have that much focus.
So you could make 2 greater healing potions if you spent 2 weeks making healing potions with the amount that you have now. Or you could make 10. Or you could make 8 regular healing potions.
I'm gonna make 1 greater and 4 regular.
Okay. So you're gonna spend the next week and 4 days
Yep.
making those, which you do.
Okay.
All right. And Scuzz, you wanted to make some alchemy stuff.
Alchemist fire.
All right. Just alchemist fire or anything else?
Alchemist fire. If of all of the things that he would, 1, know how to make, and 2, want to make, alchemy fire is probably the only thing that Nikki, could think of.
Okay, that's fine. Look, crafting an item.
If not that, could he feasibly somehow make a potion to make someone invisible? Or someone very much better at stealthing?
You don't have the
I was about to
access
say,
to
like,
materials for that kind of thing.
That's what I was, yeah.
Yeah, that's less
Answer
that's less an ability thing and more you're in a desert and so the right things aren't here.
Yeah, no. Yeah, alchemist fire.
All right, let me take a look at how much alchemist fire costs.
You want to hide better? Cover yourself in sand.
just cover yourself in sand. Absolutely.
Watches Scuzz demonstrates by like backing into a thing like the lizards do and just going underneath.
I was imagining the spider that, like, there's a video of like someone dubbing over what the spider is doing, and the spider just lays down in the sand like, you cannot see me anymore. Oh wait, you are still looking at me, and then I will cover myself in sand. No.
So it takes actually it's pretty much the same scale for healing potion as it is for alchemist fire. So it's 25 gold worth of materials to make a flask of alchemist fire, and it takes a day to make one.
Scuzz has all of his money because he did not go shopping. So I don't know if he has, like. Yeah, I don't think he actually. Yeah, he doesn't go shopping, so he didn't.
We will say that you can shortcut that and just say that you have at some point spent this amount of gold on materials,
okay.
However much you want to dedicate to making alchemist fire.
He wants to dedicate time to making alchemist fire.
So how many flasks do you want to make?
It's 25 gold for a day for
25 gold
a day
and
to
a day
one.
for 1 flask. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So 25. 1 day. Okay. He's going to make 5.
Okay.
He's gonna make 5.
Give me a charisma saving throw with advantage.
Why?
You'll see. You'll see.
Okay. For those of you at home that don't know, Scuzz has a charisma of -3.
Oh boy.
This is fine. 1.
Okay. Don't worry about it.
14.
With advantage of 1.
I was just gonna do 3, right?
No, just 1. It was just 1.
Just 1. Okay.
This had nothing to do with making alchemist fire. This was just.
1. Oh.
This was something else entirely.
Okay.
So you don't have to worry about it.
Oh no. I'm so concerned.
As is the effect, whatever the GM says, don't worry about it. But yeah, so yeah, you spend 5. You're making 5. So you spend 125 gold, 5 days. You make 5 flasks of alchemist fire.
5 vials of Bernie stuff.
And finally, gambling.
Gambling.
So, who all wants to join Carolina in some gambling?
I mean, clearly.
Scuzz, Ariel, Ithram,
At least one game.
Valdeth.
Okay, Gent will go in.
I'll try, yeah.
Sure, Valdeth will join in for a
Ah.
brief bit.
Gambling, we're all in. All right.
Just break out the red dragon in pieces.
Yeah. All right. So, it requires 1 week of effort, at minimum, plus a stake of at least 10 gold to a maximum of 1,000 gold or more,
Oh.
as you see fit.
I
I'll say
will
maximum
put
1,000.
the stake at 10 gold, and for any member of my group, not of the larger area that I have invited that doesn't have 10 gold, I will offer to sub them 10 gold so that they can participate.
All
Well,
right.
that does definitely not have 10 gold.
Yes. Does that include Titania? Because you're avoiding her.
Yes, it concludes. Titania, you may notice that Carolina doesn't look at you, but
Huh?
you do receive 10 gold. Okay, so how many people am I paying for? I'm only paying for you if you genuinely don't have the money.
Yes.
Or if we successfully lie to you.
I was
Are
gonna
you
say.
gonna
I
try?
No.
I have
Round.
money too. I can help with.
Okay, so I'm down 20 for you two.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, are any of you proficient with playing cards, dragon chess, or 3-dragon ante?
Dragon
Nope.
chess.
I'm proficient with
Also
dice.
dragon
Dice
check.
Or
set.
dice, or dice set, yeah.
Okay.
Nope.
None of those.
All right.
I can speak primordial.
So, amongst yourselves as players, determine what game you want to play for the first week.
I'm gonna argue Dragon's Chess is not a gambling game.
Can be.
Actually, gambling chess halls are a thing.
You can gamble in chess.
That's
You
what
can
Ithram
gamble on
fights for.
chess.
And remember, you're spending a month and a half with very bored adventurers. They'll gamble on anything.
Yep. I'm
How
fine.
many birds do you think we'll see tomorrow?
Ariel is fine gambling at whatever.
Yeah. Valdeth would like to gamble on dragon chess because it's the thing that she's actually decent at, but she'll do whatever.
Actually, cards would almost be preferred. You can raise in cards.
Same goes with dice, let's be honest.
Yeah, no, you can raise with dice too.
That is what I meant by gambling game.
All right, so dice.
Yeah, Scuzz had to think about it for a second. He's like, dice. I think it's dice.
All right.
Dice.
So, we'll go with dice for the first week. You can change it up in the second week if you like, if you want to continue.
I literally can go to bed and then think of a different one
So,
because that's how that whole thing works.
everyone
God.
that is involved makes a insight, deception, and intimidation check. If you have proficiency with the appropriate gaming set, in this case dice, you can replace one of those skills with a tool proficiency check instead.
Okay.
Is that insight?
Maybe
What
you
were the
want
other
to
two?
call off each of us to
Deception
roll
and
so that we
intimidation.
don't get things.
Yeah,
too
yeah.
mixed up.
I'm just letting you know what the process is going to be. So it's going to be insight, deception, and intimidation, and you can replace one of those rolls with a tool proficiency roll if you're proficient in the tool in question, which in this round is dice. So, Valdeth, make your rolls first.
Insight. Wow.
Oh.
Bad. Deception. Not proficient. Better, though. Intimidation. Yeah.
All right, Titania.
Okay. Insight. 20. Deception. Oh, I'm gonna use my inspiration.
I'm not
I
going
have
to do that
5
for
of
random
them.
gambling. I have 1.
9. Slightly better. And intimidation. Natural 20.
All right, Gent.
It's those spores.
Yeah.
Insight, 16. Deception. I'll use my advantage on that one. Wow, even worse. Okay.
Oh.
And instead of intimidation, that's where I'm using my dice set because I can only use that for one of these rolls, right?
Correct.
What is my attribute on that one?
It's going to be the same attributes. It'll be charisma since you're
Okay.
using it to replace your intimidation.
19. 16, 3, or 4. Sorry, 16, 4, and 19.
All right. Scuzz.
How did you
I'm a
roll your
shit
dice
roller.
set on there? It's amazing.
I'm using the roll 20 sheet. So
Yeah, I can't figure out how
Because
to roll the.
he's playing a custom class, and you can't build custom
Yeah.
classes in D&D Beyond.
Okie dokie. Cool. So deception? No, oh no, insight first. Insight. 5. Deception.
I rolled a natural 1 and got better insight.
Oh, Scuzz.
Oh,
I'm so happy.
bless you. Bless-
And with a -2, are you just straight out like killing
This
the
is
truth
not-
without meaning to?
These dice are loaded.
He gave me loaded dice.
Intimidation.
Also, everyone remember your rolls.
I wrote them down.
I'm
Okay.
not changing any of these. I want to see just like what.
Okay. Cody.
So insight.
Yep.
18.
Okay.
Deception, or no, intimidation.
No.
Deception.
Insight, deception, then intimidation.
Okay. 4.
Oh my god, we're so really bad at lying. Just so bad.
Intimidation.
Pretty much all of
Ironically,
us.
I did really well at
16.
lying out of everything.
All
Quick
right.
question.
Yes.
Could I bump that up to a 9, the deception up to a 9 with
With
my
saving
half network?
face.
Yes, you can.
Saving face. Okay, cool. It's a 9.
Dope.
Aaron.
I love this.
Okay.
It's gonna take like half the
Insight.
session, but I love this. It's the best.
It's worth it.
I'm using my inspiration on that.
Feel free.
16.
Okay.
There you go.
Nice.
And then deception.
3.
Yay.
And
We're
then
all terrible. at
Intimidation.
So bad at lying.
I don't know what it says when your leader is the best at lying.
Yeah.
You want your leader to be the
Natural
best. at
20
lying.
because I'm a barbarian and we're scary.
All right, Ariel.
All right. Before I do this, I would like to preface this by telling you what Ariel's tactic is.
Go ahead.
You see, Ariel has not spent basically any money since the point where she made her gun. So she is just gonna outbid the fuck out of all of you. Because she has 700 gold currently.
Good for her.
Would you
He
like
is just gonna take all your money by going all in regularly.
So are you
It
going
sure
to
is a shame that we set a limit on how much you could spend because I'm bankrolling 3 of us.
I mean, if you want to up your own stake using your own money, you can. Do you want to put more than 10 gold in, Ariel?
I mean, that's how betting works. You put in more, and then they can't go in any further. What they've already put in is in, and you take it all.
Okay. You're not just playing against each other. You're playing against
Yeah.
Oh, I know,
a whole bunch of other people.
I know. But that is my strategy.
All right.
Also, I have 4 inspirations, so at least 3 of them are being used here, probably.
So are you putting in more than 10 gold?
Yes.
How much?
Let's go. We'll start at 10, raise to like 15. First round is just to like see how much money everybody has as a whole. To feel out some days like, oh yeah, fine. Or so yeah, slowly raise it up until I figure out where everybody's limit is.
For the mechanics of the rolling, you have to figure out what your stake is at the beginning of your 3 rolls.
You gotta give a
didn't.
number.
They didn't make the gambling complicated enough to account for
To
your.
actually have you think about
No.
how you gamble?
Yeah,
No,
basically.
mm-mm.
Well, that's no fun.
To be fair, they designed this to happen during downtime at Adventurers League.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that is absolutely fair.
Yeah.
I'm.
Don't
So
worry.
it does. It
When we
doesn't
start
let you say-
changeling, Adele will have a chance to gamble.
Yes, fine, like 30, I suppose would
Okay.
probably be. Yeah.
All right.
Boop boop boop. So insight.
Yep.
And because they
22.
Nice.
All right.
Deception. $17
Okay.
and intimidation. Thank
Mhm.
God, charisma is a stat that I chose high. 15.
Okay. So, I have a series of DCs that I will now compare against your rolls.
All right,
Woohoo.
join us back here in a half an hour.
William, what'd you get on your insight?
my insight was a natural one, made it a 7.
So, no successes yet. Titania, what'd you get on your insight roll?
20.
1 success. Keep track of that. Gent,
'Kay.
what'd you get on your insight roll?
16.
1 success. Skies, what'd you get on your insight roll? I can't remember.
5.
0 successes. Cody, what'd you get on your or Ithram, what'd you get on your insight roll?
18.
1 success. Carolina, what'd you get on your insight roll?
16.
1 success. Ariel, you got a 22. 1
Yes.
success. Second, we're looking at your deception roll. Valdeth, what'd you get on your deception roll?
18.
0 successes. Titania, what'd you get on your deception roll?
I had the
Nice.
highest deception, so no one's getting any successes
0.
there.
So you maintain 1 success. Gent,
4.
maintain 1 success. Guys, it was like
I
negative
got a
2.
natural 1, -2.
I feel like you
Maintaining 1
could be at
success.
-1 successes at this point.
Maintaining 1 success.
I have no
Ithram.
successes. What are you talking about?
All right. Yeah, that's
I
right.
got a 5 and then a
Maintaining
natural
0
1.
successes. Ithram,
I got a 9.
maintaining 1 success. Carolina,
3.
maintaining 1 success.
1.
And Ariel, maintaining 1 success. 17 is not a success on the deception one. And the third roll, which was intimidation for all of you except for Gent. Valdeth,
11.
1 failed. Titania,
22.
success. Gent,
19.
success. Skies,
15?
fail.
Woo!
Ithram.
16.
Success. Carolina,
Natural 20, 23.
success. Ariel was a 15, which is a failure. All right. So, for everyone with 0 successes,
Just me.
And
and Valdeth,
Oh, Valdez, really?
Oh.
Because again, with the highest deception, none of us made the deceptions.
you lose your entry fee and another 10 gold.
Wow. I'm really bad.
So
I remember being
I
much
need to
better
mark
at
that
this.
off because Valdeth doesn't have coin.
Yeah.
For people that had 1 success. With 1 success, you only lose half of your entry fee. Anyone have 2 successes?
Yep.
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 Everyone that got 2 successes, you win 15 gold
Ooh.
if you bet 10.
Nice. I did.
15 in addition
Yep.
to our entry fee? Or
And yeah, you keep your entry fee, and then you get that entry fee plus 5 again. So
Okay.
now we know where Valdeth and Skuz's winnings went.
Actually, Carolina, did you already mark off for Valdez? Because I could take.
No, I
And-
will mark off for both of them. It's totally fine.
Okay.
I don't have a lot to spend money on because I can make magic weapons.
Fair enough.
So we learn from Ariel's perspective, we learn that the other Griffin members have a lot of spare money to throw
No,
around.
what we learn is that these gambling rules are stupid.
They are meant to take 3 minutes between sessions.
Oh, they absolutely are. But Ask anybody who has ever gambled.
Oh, I know.
The way that you win money is you just outbid everybody.
Right.
It's a guaranteed win.
Well,
You outbid everybody, or you bet against the house in the strategic.
I'm
best
honestly
ways.
not complaining. It's 15 gold. It doesn't even make a dent into what Ariel has.
The mechanics are basically the more money you put out, the more money you put into it, the more money you might get out of it, but also you might lose it.
exactly. So, do we want to spend another week gambling, anybody?
Yes.
No.
I got a problem.
Carolina
Oh,
will at
no.
this point just take more fun in running it than in gambling herself.
Okay, so Carolina's not.
Oh, so
partaking.
Carolina's setting herself up as the local bookie. This is amazing.
Yeah, like she's not taking a cut at all.
Right.
But
It's
she is
fine.
using
Ariel
it
will
as an
take a-
opportunity to, like, just give people a place to do this.
It's fine. Ariel will take the cut for you.
Oh, are we gonna have? Are you trying? I want to see if I notice.
Well, no, I think that was.
That's mostly a joke, yes.
Yeah, fair.
Oh, I'm gonna keep playing. I won last time. This is perfect.
So while
You
that
have gold now.
I
I'm not
do.
giving you more.
So, over the course of that first week, where people are beginning their training, beginning to make potions, harvesting materials, and gambling, are there any specific scenes anyone wants to have before we move to the second week of gambling?
Not yet.
It's just paperwork.
Wants to talk to Carolina.
Yeah.
It's a very small thing.
What?
But I think like one night he kind of like he's just like kind of looking out. It's nighttime. You can see the stars and everything, and he's just like, there's Carolina, how are you tonight? Are you okay?
I'm coping. How are you doing?
I'm there's a lot more days in my head that aren't making sense, and it's making the other things in my head not make sense. And I usually check in with you to make sure that we're still in the right place. But now is the right place. Sorry, one sec.
While waiting for Nikki to get back. After this end of this first week, everyone that isn't wearing magical items that give them resilience to exhaustion, make me a Constitution saving throw because they eat.
Oh boy.
Sorry,
So-
there was another voice in my head and it was getting annoying, so I had to turn it down.
No worries.
But has that there's just a lot in my head, and it's scary. It's like
It's a hard thing to sort through. As far as I know, you're Scuzz Buckets. You're from Bucket Street in Terra. We're currently headed to a place that John did not write a name for on the map.
You're heading to the Uncharted Frontier.
We're currently headed to the uncharted frontier. And I'm happy to keep helping you check in. Is there anything I can do to help with this set of the same day again and again that is crowding up space?
No. Eventually it'll stop being. Sorry. Hopefully it'll stop. At least that repeating day will stop. At least being bad. Hopefully that'll, because that was me. It's just when it all gets mixed up with the other ones that'll just sometimes randomly filter in. And then you're trying to remember if you had a day where you were out at sea and you fought a kraken, but maybe there was a dragon, or maybe you watched all of your friends jump into a tree. And does that happen? Did that happen again for like a month? Like,
Is this happening in the daytime or nighttime, do you think?
I imagine he comes and approaches her like when it's nighttime.
When it's much cooler outside.
Yes.
Fair.
Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't really been able to get much sleep at all because I keep thinking the day is going to repeat, but now I'm not sure which day it's going to be anymore.
It used to be before this happened. Sometimes I feel like I was trapped again. And I could look up and see that there was a sky and that there was an outside and know I wasn't stuck anywhere. That I wasn't held down by it. But then we got trapped in a perfectly fine day. And it's hard. And I think you're right that it'll be better eventually. But that doesn't mean it's not hard right now.
You were trapped in a place?
Yeah, I guess I haven't really told you.
I mean,
and
I don't want to pry if it's hard.
No, it's fine. I think until I was about 15, so most of my life, I lived in a place that I was not allowed to leave. I was the only kid there. There weren't many other people. And I didn't even think about it until one day I realized that if things stayed as they were, I would never, ever leave. I didn't know that the outside world was even necessarily real, but there were books about it. And I didn't want to be there anymore. Yeah, it's not the same. I know, but
it doesn't have to be the same to understand. you were in a place you didn't want to be once you knew that you didn't have to be there anymore. And sometimes you're scared you'll end up back there.
That all of this is a dream.
Yeah. How do you is it you just look up at the sky and you know that you're okay, or what do you do to ground yourself? I don't have my dog
is
here.
Nothing else like the sun. Nothing I'd ever seen was that bright. I thought the sun had points on it because that's how it looks in stained glass. There's shapes. So, yeah. But now that's shaky because we were trapped in a loop that I realize this isn't actually how magic works, but could have been indefinite and just never ended. I never would have even known.
Kitty.
And I'm trying really, really hard not to blame anyone. But I'm still upset at... I'm sorry, this probably isn't helping.
No, it is. The last time I talked with anyone about this was the night it happened with Ariel, and she's my best friend, but, sometimes I don't think she really... I don't feel like I can really talk to her about it. And I'm not... I feel like if I could say this in Goblin, it would make more sense, but saying it in Common, I don't have the right words. But and then I remember that
Carolina will sort of lean her head back. Is Goblin easier? In Goblin.
See, he starts crying. Yes.
Continuing to talk in Goblin just from now on.
Yay!
Can I hug you?
Yes.
Gonna hug a little goblin. Yeah. Sorry, you were saying something.
No, it's just it's just scary sometimes because that was this, I don't know what armadillo made that noise. But it, I guess the best way to describe it is if you imagine you get to remember what, every time Carolina, not even every time Carolina went out somewhere, just if Carolina got to be in different places, but you didn't even, and none of the names make sense and none of the places make sense, and you're not, and there's always at least one constant thing, but I don't have him here right now. And but I don't want to get him hurt, so I left him at home. And I think maybe I should have brought him with me. But then I probably would have had it even rough because then I would have been remembering him for 4 months. That would have been really weird. But I just needed to talk about it, I guess. Because I didn't know. I didn't even think I'd really noticed until we were already out here. Because it just ran together with everything else. One day I won't be so upset about everything going on in my head. I think I'm just angry that I'm angry because something keeps bringing me back. They won't tell me why. And they're doing this something bigger doing something, and it's frustrating.
It's okay to be angry. Sometimes the easiest thing is to use that anger.
Scuzz flops down in the sand and like aggressively makes a sand angel. Like, but I'm a goblin. I'm like, not that goblins aren't.
I'm a human. We can't even see in the dark. We're pretty much useless compared to everyone else, if you haven't noticed.
You can get things off the top shelf without needing a step stool.
I believe that you could climb the top shelf if you put your mind to it, but I'm also going to say that depends on who put it up on the top shelf.
And then you see Scuzz's face like, have people been putting things on the top shelf so I don't get them? Why would they do that?
I don't know. I don't think they have.
Okay. Cut. They absolutely have. But, yeah. Yeah. Well.
I don't know if this would help, but you know that thing I did before with the music disc thing?
The best plate ever that I gave away for a plate that I thought would be better, but I regret it immediately. Yes.
I could do that again with a visual or sound for your goblin dog, if that would help at all, or anything else that would be a good grounding tool.
Yeah. No, that would be super helpful. I didn't bring anything of scum back over here with me. It's weird. I think I would have thought of that. Figured I just assumed I would always have him around. Not that I don't. Huh. Yeah, and he pulls out the plate that did have the puff pastries on it, that doesn't have puff pastries on it.
All right, I will unexpend the thing, the mark on our wagon, I think.
Okay.
And I will, yeah. I can either do a sound or a static visual effect, your choice.
The static visual effect.
Okay, so there's a little, probably pretty accurate because it's magic.
Illusion of scum.
It's the holographic bowls that show you like 3D image of the thing inside of it.
Yeah.
But it's a 3D image of scum
on a plate.
Yeah.
On a plate. Perfect.
As you get back up out of the sand, there's a small lizard stuck to the back of your head.
Cool.
I will spear it with something.
It's like, hold still.
There's now a dead lizard on a stick.
We can cook this.
Sorry, I don't trust that everything here isn't trying to kill us, and I'll...
No, it's fine.
It's a lizard. You can cook it. It's dinner.
You cut off its tail and expand your stamina
yes, but
bubble.
I don't know where the poison is, and I'm not about to go ask.
Fair.
Actually, I think this lizard tail would extend your health bar. Anyway. Thanks. And if you ever need someone to remind you that you're not dreaming, because we both can't be having the same dream at the same time. I think.
That is categorically false, but I will accept the premise. Actually, Actually, I'm not sure because I'm not entirely sure about your undeath's relationship to dreams. Huh. No, that might be right. Maybe.
Maybe we can test it out. We'll crack this code, whatever code is.
But yeah, thanks. It's like you said. I will be better. I will get over this. I'm just.
It takes time.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if they ever told you this. All it fucking took was a conversation. Just gently asking.
For which thing?
For getting Titania to undo it. As far as I can tell, Lord Valdeth, in their infinite wisdom, did not realize that asking nicely would work.
Yeah, it seemed really weird the times that threw her over the ship.
No, Valdeth asked nicely first is the problem here.
Shush, I don't know that. That was private.
Yeah, there's a lot of this that I would not know because it was private and in an alleyway or something. But we definitely saw you
all the time
throw her over the ship.
I was gonna say, only shot herself. Generally threatened to shoot many times. In our defense, we've played with Mara before.
There's a lot of good reasons, but none of you are here with Carolina and Scuzz who weren't around for those reasons.
Yeah, no, legit.
Sometimes all it really takes is just talking up front and not trying to hide things. I'm very bad at hiding things, so I don't even try. My buckets tells me I'm not a good liar, so I have found that I don't really want to be in the company of people that lie for no good reason.
Yeah. I try not to any of that. Just I'd like to keep parts of my past to myself and yeah.
Who set off the alarm spell?
Pizza Hut calling.
That's the landline. Which means that it's a spam call.
Yeah, no, yep.
Well,
Who uses landlines anymore? Only robots, as it turns out.
Well, I'm gonna go finally get some sleep. It's been 2 weeks since I've actually closed my eyes to go to sleep, which is weird because you would think I need sleep, but being kind of undead is weird. I don't like it. Kind of wish I didn't need to be that way anymore. I miss craving food. I see it and I'll eat it. But you know that feeling of excitement when you see the waiter coming around with your plate?
Yes.
I miss that feeling.
Well, we'll see what we can do about that too.
And as Scuzz dwells on the emptiness within, specifically of their stomach, that's where we're going to take a break for a bit. So we'll see you guys back in a few minutes. If you're watching on Twitch, please stay tuned for these commercial messages. And we're back. So, Scuzz has a gaping emptiness inside. And we move on to week 2.
It is being filled, surprisingly, with another plate. There's no food on it,
Just
except for
a dog.
Did you want goblin dog for the soul? Because here you go.
Goblin dog for the soul. Okay, so week 2. Do people still want to gamble, or do they want to do other things first?
I want to gamble.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna keep doing that.
Since we all
Apparently, you don't live only once, so fuck it.
those people that want to gamble, what game do you want to play?
Well, could try cards next. Cards was the thing, right? And the other one was chess. Chess seems difficult. I like cards.
We can do cards. I don't know how to do any of those. I only knew how to do dice
Okay.
at one point.
So we have Titania, Scuzz. Anyone else joining?
Gen's watching.
Like I said, I'm
You're
trying to make sure things run smoothly.
Jeremy, I missed that. Was Ariel also joining the second week?
So I said it jokingly before, but Ariel will absolutely run a side on betting who's going to win. Because
boy.
don't think that's not something people will bet on.
Oh, no, it is.
And yet, she will be taking a cut.
Okay. Valdeth.
Not much, 10%.
Valdeth.
No, Valdez is not partaking.
So Titania and Scuzz. Then, give me your 3 rolls. And how much are you putting in?
Well, I have 15 gold more than I started with. I'm gonna do 15 gold.
You got to spend money to make money.
Yeah.
Dungeon Fighter Online coming back to haunt me.
Scuzz, how much are you putting in?
I'm going to put in 20 gold pieces. Because
Alright.
even though I lost a bunch of money last time, I am still rich.
So we just have... So we'll go ahead and one at a time, starting with Mara. Insight, deception, and intimidation.
All right. Insight.
And I'm just going to call it as you roll this time, rather than waiting to the end.
Yeah. 20.
Fail.
Ah! Okay. Darn it. Deception is there. I'm gonna re-roll that one.
Okay.
Down to 3 inspiration.
So much inspiration spent on gambling.
5.
Fail.
Dang it. All right. I'm gonna preemptively spend my inspiration this time.
Okay.
And intimidation. 19.
Succeed.
Yes.
All right. So you only lose half of what you bet, rounded down. So
Oh.
you lose 7. You lose 7 gold.
Okay.
Ariel, you make 3 gold.
Did she bet all 15? I thought she only bet 10.
No, she bet all
all
15.
15.
Oh, 15 or 15? No.
Yeah.
As most people thought Titania would lose. Scuzz, go ahead and give me your insight roll.
18.
Fail.
Wow.
Deception roll.
This one, I'm actually going to spend a point of inspiration.
Okay.
Eight.
Fail.
It's better than he did last time.
And intimidation.
And then intimidation.
This is why you typically play games that you
2.
have tool proficiency with. Fail.
He's having fun.
Scuzz, you lose 40 gold, the 20 that you put in plus 20 more. Ariel, you make 10 gold off that.
Nice.
Because people were expecting Scuzz to lose more.
You were supposed to lose some more money. Wild. How did you
Literally the
not
most
lose-
I can lose. Yeah, but we thought you were gonna lose more.
They don't know how the mechanics work.
They don't.
All right. So after the second week, with most of you having dropped out of the gambling, Titania and Skuz continue to lose money.
Yep.
It's fun. We get to hang. It's bonding.
Yeah.
It's bonding.
The person
This
that's
is fun.
the person that's making the most money is Carrot.
That makes sense.
That makes sense.
Okay.
You're not certain if she's cheating, but the last person to accuse her of it stared down a ridiculously oversized barrel of a gun that shouldn't work and stopped accusing her of it. So,
I want to be.
Can I tell if she was?
I mean, insight check.
Yeah, I will also
Go ahead.
roll that.
14. I probably can't tell.
16, I might tell.
As far as the two of you can tell, she wasn't cheating. She just doesn't like being called a cheater.
I mean, that is absolutely fair.
Same with an 18.
Yeah, as far as you can tell, she wasn't cheating. She just doesn't like being called a cheater. And she has a very good intimidation score.
I have a good intimidation score and this gun that I borrowed from the National Rifle Association.
It's got the type out of the-
After
Listen,
Titania loses all her money,
Oh, it's
Gent
not
is going
all
to
of
try.
it.
Well, all of the money she put in,
Yes.
half of the money she put in.
Yeah.
Right. Gent's going to pull her aside for a brief chat. Mhm.
Okay. Hi.
Do you know why we always tell you to stay in the back?
No.
It's a great way
Sort
to
of.
open a
Like it.
conversation with
You
your
don't-
partner.
You don't like. We know you don't like it very much.
Uh-huh.
Out of all of us, you are the absolute best equipped, the most talented, the most skilled, and the most able at keeping us all alive.
Thanks.
I know that you think there's a lot of stuff that people don't believe you can do.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I have a feeling you really want to prove what it is that you can do.
Yeah. We both do.
There's a lot that I can't do. There's a lot I know that I'll never be able to do very well. And frankly, I'm quite jealous of the fact that your particular path tends to lend itself towards being able to do a lot more.
Well, it's mostly kind of like just making plants grow real well, which is not that dramatic, honestly. Flowers are beautiful, but they're not like something you sing about. Us, a bard will tell in a tavern 100 years from now.
Titania has never heard the story of Narcissus.
That's a specifically like terrible kind of story. So maybe she has.
It's
a
very true.
story and also about a flower.
Yeah. It's not a good one.
All right. No, yes, there's the whole plants thing. But there's the magic, there's the shape-shifting, there's the...
Yeah, but that came on really suddenly and it might go away. I don't know.
Well, that's a completely different topic then. Why are you worried it might go away?
Because it happened suddenly. I got sick once and then I could start doing things. Before that, I didn't have any magic. You knew me back then. You tried to teach me it like, what was it? What was the prestidigital, what? The one with the sparks?
To be fair, I can't do that either.
Ithram probably can.
Ithram probably
He
can.
specifically can't. We've been talking about this.
Exactly.
Valdeth brings it up every time.
I don't think I've been around for those. And also, I don't think Titania would understand. It's good.
I
didn't-
mean,
It nothing happened. I tried.
Mhm.
And now it suddenly works, and it might not someday.
at the risk of being slightly crass and extremely biological, most teenagers don't suddenly revert to being children again.
Yeah.
It's a parallel. It's not
This
perfect. It's
relationship
not.
lasted all of 2 weeks.
I think you're going to be all right, is what I'm trying to say. And I think as time goes on, you're going to be able to do more and more and more things with it. And I, for one, just want to be around to see it all happen.
Good. Revel in my amazingness.
Daily.
It's probably at this point that a waist-high figure, to both of you, roughly speaking, shows up. It's like, did I just hear the two magic users in my life talking about not being able to do things?
Look, you can do things with that big fuck-off hunk of metal that I'll
Yeah.
never be able to.
Mm-hmm.
My point here is there's not an ounce of magic that I can do.
Can if you try real hard.
And sacrifice part of my life force.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm. I just want our girlfriend to understand that even at those times when she thinks she really needs to prove herself and that nobody believes in her capability, there are several people that are confronted and do believe in her capability every day.
I've never stopped believing in either of you, and that does include you, Gent.
Remember that one time he tried to shoot Caroline in a library?
Gent is right on the cusp of being like, I nearly shot somebody.
Still believed you had a reason for it.
Okay. I will hang on to both of you. I get it. Yeah. Thanks. I might need reminders every so often, but yes.
All
Thank
right.
you.
That's
can do that.
part of what we're here for.
So I think by that point, Ariel has figured out what's going on because
Yeah. I feel like it probably happened before.
Yeah. Around there somewhere.
Yeah.
Ariel's just kind of
Second
looks up,
week. Yeah.
goes back to counting her money.
For the moment, yeah.
Democritos is handing out good berry like slushies to people if anybody's interested.
Yes.
Very slushies.
I want to try one.
He's experimenting. He's like, well, I gotta make these last somehow, so
Uh-huh. I will definitely try one.
Well, the
I
last
imagine it tastes like purple and turns your tongue purple.
it does both of those things, yes.
Perfect.
Oh,
And
that's right. You needed me to make a con save. I was
Yes.
busy talking.
Oh yeah,
to
yes.
Scuzz.
Scuzz and Carolina both need to make a con save.
Sorry.
For the heat.
Ithram, you're the only one because it's hot.
I know.
Ithram, you do have one level of exhaustion right now.
Barbarians.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Scuzz, you also have a level of exhaustion from the week's journey so far.
Oh no.
That'll play well into future gambling.
It's
Is
Yes.
that
so hot.
is that something I can assist with lesser restoration? 'Cause I've got
no,
that.
greater restoration specifically
I said
reduces
greater?
exhaustion.
Oh.
You
yeah,
have to
yeah.
you have to either have a greater restoration or be able to rest in a place that is not subjecting you to the extremes in temperature.
Got it.
So like so long
What
as they're
is-
in the desert, resting won't remove it.
Perfect. Okay.
Also, can I just say that in all but the most absolute extreme situations, using greater restoration on exhaustion is the most ridiculous thing in the world. Because doesn't greater restoration cost like
It's 100 gold.
Yeah.
It's 100 gold per spell.
It's really
that's
good
close.
if your GM's
Really?
about to kill
Yeah.
you with exhaustion, because
Yes.
dying of exhaustion
I might have
is
messed up
very
using that spell
easy.
before.
Yeah, no. Like there are very specific situations where, you know, you're on your 5th level and there is like you're in the middle of a desert or something like that. Where it's valuable. But those are
does.
very niche.
Oh yeah.
Very,
But
very
often
niche.
at that point, you could just teleport out of that situation for the same
Right.
cost.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I didn't know that one had a cost.
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
I've
yeah.
learned something. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's not a like super prohibitive
Mhm.
cost, especially once you get to high
Right.
levels and you've
I
got
was gonna say,
hundreds of
'cause-
thousands of gold sitting around. But
Right, yeah, it's a 5th level spell, and usually by the time you've got 5th level spells, 100
Yeah.
gold is not exactly junk change, but pretty easy to.
For what it's worth, as far as the other Griffin companies are concerned, Kenna is also exhausted.
That checks out. They're like,
is
finally.
she less hyper while exhausted?
No,
That's the worst.
she's just
Oh,
more
no.
sloppy while exhausted.
Tired and wired is it's the most fun when you are, but it's the worst.
For somebody else.
Ah, my second wind. And you're like, no, not even like half a wind. Go to sleep.
I call that Saturday afternoon.
She's that level. She's that level of like might be drunk, might just be Kenna. You know.
Yep.
Might be drunk, might just be Canna.
But everyone else passed their con saves, so she's the
And
only.
then 2 of us are wearing magic sandals
Yeah.
Yep.
because that was a good investment.
Indeed.
The week goes on. It continues to be hot. Once you get to the mountains, you imagine you'll be able to rest and recover from that exhaustion state. But while you're in the desert, it's every week it's going to be another save.
Cool.
Right, I forgot that I just put in the description for my boots of the desert, for my sandals of the desert, boots of the winterlands, but for deserts.
They're slightly different.
These are the Winterlands. Only hot.
So what you're saying is insert Legend of Zelda reference here.
So, any other scenes anyone wants to have on the second week? All right.
Nope.
Second week ends. Third week begins. Everyone make Constitution saving throws.
Yep.
Unless you're wearing sandals of the desert. Ithram, you do get advantage because you are from a place with a similar biome.
Oof.
Not that it seems to matter.
15.
You're
23.
muted. You're muted, Cody. We can't hear you.
This is fine.
Stupid fucking headphones.
Uh,
I said I was gonna be using an inspiration.
okay, go ahead.
So normal.
Oh, one more roll.
Yeah.
Oh
nice.
my
Oh,
God.
man.
Jeremy, what is
What did I do? I don't
Yeah.
know.
what witchcraft?
So Ithram,
Witchcraft.
Ithram is the only one that fails this time. Ithram, you get another level of exhaustion.
Oh,
Fun.
no.
We're now carrying you.
the
I
wizard
mean-
is passed out on
The
the
armadillo's carrying. Yeah. Just
Democritos has come over and has produced from somewhere a giant palm leaf, and he's just holding it over Ithram, trying to help.
trying to shade him.
Yeah.
Oh.
You notice that he has basically wrapped a leaf blindfold around his eyes because he is
Is it like a visor?
kind of, but it's completely covering because he is a drow centaur, and that means his eyes hurt.
Well, 1 second. So it's just once a week, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna use the saving face to bump that up to a 14.
You succeed.
Yes.
You're like,
Alright.
this heat can't get me.
I like the idea
And
that someone
from
comes
here,
over to
he
help,
sees
and
nothing,
like,
just
no.
constant sweat.
You're
Oh,
like,
fine.
you're like, this is nothing compared to desolation.
It just happens to be that it has been years since I've been to Desolation.
Holy shit.
So
dude.
am I?
So you're only at
is
level
it-
one level of exhaustion then.
Okay.
Remember to save face.
Yeah.
Can't let your allies catch you slipping.
Yeah.
Nope.
You look pretty. No, he's fine. I'm good.
You don't look good, Ithram. I'm fine.
Yeah, look good.
Ithram, you look like you've been crying a lot. Are you okay?
It's the sunlight. It's the weird angles you're seeing wrong.
Oh.
Watch this, and then no, I'm just out in the middle of the desert, gravity sinkhole. No.
Sandworm.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Speaking of which, at the beginning of the third week,
No.
you do see off in the distance this massive worm body erupt from the ground,
An Alaskan bullworm.
and it's like it's the dune sandworm thing where it comes up and
Right.
it goes back down,
Yep.
and you're watching
It's the Wonder Worm.
and you're watching. And it takes about 10 minutes before it gets back under the ground.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, here's Wonderworm.
Exactly. Oh my god. I regret
Well.
nothing.
That's
Be avoided.
Cool.
right.
Indeed.
Jeremy, you got muted in the middle of that sentence. I don't know how. You said a
Fucking
word and
headphones.
then you kept talking and
I
nothing
just-
came through.
Probably be best.
Our cameras did change.
Yeah,
Yes, our cameras did change.
I swapped them around.
It's just like watching the stream.
All right then. Well,
If any of you spend any amount of time talking to Saif, Zane's bodyguard, the Naga,
Yep.
Saif will explain that that is the end. That it is legend that is the end of the life cycle of their species.
Cool.
That's nice.
Well, that's
that's going to
Like
take a while.
like the end, like that's what will come and kill you, or you turn into that just before you die.
If a
or-
Naga lives long enough, we will become a sandworm.
So is that
Okay,
is
Atreides.
that gonna be like is that like your grandma or like distant relation?
Our
or-
civilization was destroyed many years ago.
Who has taxed the goblin?
Records of who that is have been lost.
I'm so sorry. Where do you live now?
Amongst the people of Dunisia.
Is it nice?
Yes.
Do you wish there was a way to bring back your old civilization?
Yes.
I have just the thing. Titania, where's that monkey hand thing?
Oh, it's gone. But I mean, we
unfortunate that.
could. You're
Damn it.
Picking up
Theoretically.
Scuzz.
try and talk to the
And-
giant worm.
Take him away from this conversation, please.
Yeah, yeah, that is basically what's happening.
He has no
Yeah.
tact. I'm sorry. So sorry.
Just very quietly discuss. Monkey's paw is what caused that loop, and I really, really, really never want to see it again.
Oh,
Sorry.
really?
Yes.
That? The thing that
Yes.
was like this? That?
Bad magic. Very bad, very cursed magic.
Holy shit. I'm super glad we didn't offer it to that nice lady.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The also anybody that spends any time talking with the people of Dunisia learns that the ruins you've been passing are from an older civilization that was here before the land turned to sand, which is beyond their knowledge of history. No one they have some people that did study it before the corruption from the Shadowfront annihilated all of what little natural resources they had to sustain themselves. But it's still it's one of those long lost histories of the dunes.
Okay, can I use my magic knowledge?
Your dubious knowledge?
Yes.
Sure. Yeah.
That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Dubious knowledge.
Yes.
Give me a history check
Cool.
with advantage for the dubious knowledge.
Yeah, I can still get the advantage. I don't get the other benefit because I'm not proficient in history.
Yeah.
So if I don't know, I just don't know. 21.
You're familiar with some of the digs that have happened out here just from like Tyrian interests in them. There have been
not from
not from personal knowledge or anything. There have been some pretty astounding like magical items recovered from here. Some scholars in Tehran theorize that the first airships were created by whatever civilization was lost here. And they also theorize that some sort of natural disaster basically ruined the land and reduced it to this desert that it is now.
At some point when we're passing by one of these ruins, I'll use my detect magic, which is admittedly 30 feet, so probably not close enough.
Nothing on the surface pops into your field. Theoretically, if you were to like start up an archaeological dig, you'd probably find some interesting stuff, but
yeah, I feel like we're not equipped for that, and also we have another job.
Yeah.
That sounds too much like book learning. Not enough
Book learning?
things to eat. Too much book learning.
Book learning in this day and age, in this economy.
So, anybody doing anything on the third week? More gambling, crafting, conversations? You're about halfway to your destination now. There's going to be 3 more weeks after this before you hit the mountains.
I mean, if anybody's like interested in
schools.
Sorry, what was that, Carolina?
Sorry, go ahead. Jack was.
I think Carolina was crafting with Tinker's tools.
Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt.
You both started
No, it's
talking at
fine.
the same time. It's fine.
So I was looking and I wasn't really able to tell what kind of things can you craft with Tinker's tools, if anything relevant.
Yeah, so if you're looking at things in the player's handbook, most of the adventurer's gear can be crafted with Tinker's tools, excepting like alchemist fire and stuff like that. But you can also craft ammunition for firearms. You can craft small gadgets. You can craft more anything that looks like it'd be a little bit more complicated than a smith would be able to make. You can make with Tinker's tools.
Okay.
So, like, if you had the materials, you could
Are any
make.
of our gun users running low on bullets?
Haven't had to use any since we left, pretty much.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But like, you could use Tinker's tools to make like an abacus or manacles or things like that.
Can I make those manacles that I was trying to make before with the spiky additions?
Do you remember what I said the cost would be?
You said it would be about the cost of manacles.
Yeah, which is
Manacles
2
are
gold.
Yes, I have 2 gold.
Give me a Tinker's tools check with
Cool.
with dexterity.
Fair enough. It's just a proficient dexterity check. which I don't actually have any of, so I guess we're gonna add proficiency to my save.
What's your dexterity modifier?
My dexterity modifier is +1.
And your proficiency bonus?
This is the thing that the D&D Beyond sheet for some reason doesn't list.
It's
Apparently +3.
+3.
Thank you.
So
Yes,
just
right.
roll 1d20 plus 4 in
Fair.
roll 20.
20.
You make some spiked manacles.
Great.
They can be used as an improvised weapon. They're basically the same as manacles, but can also be used as an improvised weapon to do some piercing damage.
Other than that, while I don't have time to actually do it, I am sketching the hammer, the torture hammer thing from my other character art option.
Yep. All right. Anything else anybody else is doing on the third week? Jack, you were saying something. Nope.
I am gambling.
All right.
Got,
No,
I've
the
got-
only thing Gent was interested in is, are we gonna go look at some ruins? No, okay, never mind.
Yeah. Aw.
So it's minimum 10 gold to gamble.
I've got 18, so
Okay.
I'll do 15 again.
All right. Okay. Oh, wait, no, I did that wrong. Hang on. I figured that was way too high.
Natanya's just allergic to still having money, isn't she?
All right.
She's one of those nobles.
So go
What's
ahead
the
and
point of having it
go
if
ahead
you
and-
don't have fun with it?
how are you gambling this week?
Well, I guess I got to do chess because I haven't done that one yet, and I'm
I mean, you could do
Curious, I
any of the
haven't
ones
played
that you've
chess in-
already done.
nah. Why would I repeat myself? No.
Do you have proficiency in Dragon Chess?
Nope.
All right.
Uh-uh.
So give us an insight, deception, and intimidation checks.
Natural 20.
One success.
Deception. Oh, I'm gonna try that again. Now I have one inspiration. 8.
Still one success.
Strategically positioned downtime for the purpose of blowing our inspirations.
Pretty much.
And intimidation.
I don't make you guys use it.
Oh, I'm gonna use it.
I mean, if we don't use it now, when are we
Why?
going to use it?
I've
don't
had
know.
5 for
In
ages
combat,
and
We're
ages.
actually dying.
Do you think any of us
7.
will remember in the middle of the fight that we
Absolutely
have
not.
inspiration?
So one success only again, meaning you lose half of the money you put in.
Okay.
So you
So
put in
7.
you put in another 15, and you lose another 7
Okay.
over the course of the week.
I still have 11 gold left.
All right. Anything
You
else
can gamble
anyone
one
else
more
is doing
time.
on the third week?
So at some point this week,
Okay.
Ariel will find a point where she can talk to Tanya with a fairly reasonable degree of nobody's going to walk in on this conversation.
Good luck.
You pick a point. We'll say you pick a point where people are rotating, where there's sort of a guard rotation.
Yeah.
And where Valdeth and Ghent are on guard, and Carolina are on guard rotation, and Titania isn't.
Or training on proficiency abilities
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Darling, a moment, if you could.
Sure.
I have a question.
Yes.
Some time ago,
Mhm.
you had made a certain insinuation. I don't know if you recall. That there was a certain level of, shall we say, interest.
Oh, that wasn't an insinuation. That was a warning. In
Right.
case I wasn't sure.
What was
You're-
the point of that?
It was a
I'm
warning.
curious. Of what? I don't understand.
He's my best friend,
Uh-huh.
and I don't want him to get hurt.
Right. Fair. But it was something that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me as I pull up some dice here.
Do not comprehend person being concerned and only concerned. With no ulterior motive.
I guess
That's a 22 insight.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Are you being honest?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't have to roll anything.
And I think he might. Well, I don't know anymore if that's changed or anything, but I thought
Right.
he might kind of like you. And
Very well. I was just curious.
why? Are you asking about it now?
I was curious behind your intent,
Okay.
to put it as plainly as I can.
You don't trust me.
Oh, am I that transparent?
Did the person
Yeah.
that locked us in ever-looping hell for over 100 days just ask if we don't trust them?
Right.
Says as me.
I mean, I do potentially have some cause to question intent.
Yeah, but you've been like the endless loop thing, sure, but like
Is she
before
reading
that.
your mind, Esme says.
I'm not sure. I'm just saying it was an interesting turn of behavior and actions and intent. So I wasn't quite sure. And all I'm going to say about that, and there's no negative feelings, anything like that. But you know a little bit about my shall we say my situation.
No. Hardly any.
Like I said, you know a little bit about my situation.
That's like one little thing.
It's a fairly significant thing. You're aware that there is I'm sorry, I legitimately cannot remember the term.
Deva.
Yeah, you are aware that there is a Deva in the back of my head.
Uh-huh.
Who is a Deva of
Aradnir.
Okay, yeah.
So there are a lot of things, and I'm not saying that there's that there was. It was even something that you needed to warn about. I will put it that way. A fine person, but not really. There are certain things that I will take with my usual, I suppose you could say, sarcasm.
Acidity.
Yes, that's fair. That's fair.
Causticness, Esme says.
The only thing I think that you could do that would be cross a line
Hmm.
would be try to fuck with my emotions.
Okay.
I would hope that you would not do that. Or try to do that. Just keep that in mind.
Well, my second question was going to be then, like, how do I get you to like me? But not in, I wouldn't use magic. That's cheating.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Well,
That is-
I mean,
That
Esmond says.
absolutely, you shut up. That absolutely qualifies as fucking with one's emotions.
Mm-hmm.
I like you just fine. I think you are a delightful person who makes maddeningly bad decisions whenever you come to a road that turns two separate ways. That's it. With about 90% accuracy.
Oh, okay.
Fair?
Sure. Uh-huh.
Lovely. That's that then. Back to you losing money. And me making money off of your losing money. Pat you on the shoulder and walk off.
Do you just want it, like, directly?
Oh, no. There's
We
no
could
fun.
skip the whole middle process. I just enjoy playing games.
I'm not getting the money. I understand that. I'm not
Uh-huh.
getting the money off you, you understand. I'm getting the money off them. They're
But mine's
betting
in
on
there.
you.
It's a whole pool. So I think that's.
No, these are side bets. These are. Have you not been paying it? Of course you haven't been paying attention. You're you. There are people on the side who are betting on who's winning.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm running.
Okay.
Keep talking a good game. It makes them think that you might win. And then I do well. And then I walk off.
Okay.
All right. So, the third week ends. I pause for dramatic effect, and also so that anyone else can jump in if they need to. Okay. Everyone everyone that needs to make Constitution saving throws
Yep.
as the heat continues to bear down.
Me back my dice rolls, Jeremy.
Did you roll shit again?
Yes.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Saving face
So
Alright.
for
great.
13. Oh,
Oh my god!
Man.
don't worry, I'll get him back at a fight, maybe.
Yeah, you think that.
And so it was like, fuck it, bring the sandworm here.
Well, shit.
Fuck it, let's test the theory.
You know what?
I've got
I've gotten an
theory that it's a
inspiration left.
demon, a dancing demon. No, something isn't right there.
Yes. Absolutely. Got an inspiration left, so I'm gonna reroll.
Go ahead.
So am I down to no levels of exhaustion
Oh
now?
my god!
No, you don't lose exhaustion for succeeding.
just one.
You just
You
don't.
still have your dice rolls. They didn't go anywhere.
All right. This
Just
time,
This is-
infected other people.
This is the year of viruses that spread. So
This is a
only Ariel increases their exhaustion level. So now Ariel's at a one level of exhaustion.
yes, I am.
Everyone else succeeds.
Valdeth and Gent just walking around in sandals like, this is a nice day, as Valdeth is wearing full dark plate mail.
Carolina, admittedly wearing almost no clothes, but also with a con of 20.
Hell yeah.
It's the not wearing
And Gent
clothes.
just
I feel
very
is the
swiftly
thing that's
turns to
helping.
Valdeth and says, "You watch your goddamn language," and then passes her the canteen.
We're not in the middle of a vacation city. I get to say that.
Kenna, at this point, is being carried by the other members of the kneecappers
Oh no.
Oh, shit.
as she's on her 3rd level of exhaustion.
And this is where it
poor
gets
baby.
real bad because you have disadvantage on saving throws.
Oh yeah,
now.
she's not doing well.
She's just like tongue out,
I was
eyes
like,
half lit,
once you're
still
on
like
your-
slurring and mumbling. Just
Still
What-
weirdly hyperactive, but just in a very not mobile way.
Once you're at your 3rd level of exhaustion,
It's that delirious hyperactivity. At
Yeah,
this point.
exactly.
Mhm.
Once you're at your
Turned
3rd
up
level of
and back
exhaustion,
from
the
the
next
dentist.
levels are easier to get because your con saves at disadvantage.
Yep.
Oh yeah, no exhaustion spirals. It's
Fortunately, I rolled all of the NPCs exhaustion tests previously, so
Makes sense.
He already knows who dies.
surprisingly, none. Like Kenna is the only NPC that fails any of her exhaustion rolls.
Everyone else is just like, yeah, that checks out. She's mostly made of sugar at this point.
Mhm.
Like,
She's made of tea and
Sugar and
candy.
neurons. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
4th week begins. You can
Ghent
finally
is doing-
see the
oh,
mountain
sorry.
range. You can finally see the mountain range in the distance. It's still 2 weeks off, or a couple weeks off before you hit there, but you see this massive mountain range that is sort of that's beginning to peak over the horizon. That marks the eastern border of the Dunisian desert.
ooh.
Ghent.
Ghent is going to do a design on. He wants to make a Batman grappling gun,
Okay, so you're
A battling gun.
but he's just in his planning phase this
yeah.
week.
So it's going to be an intelligence tinker's tool roll.
Oh, okay.
Is Valdeth or Titania your Robin? And then who's
Yes.
your Nightwing?
23.
So with the 23, you have the basic concept sketched out, and thinking about your tools and preparations. You're pretty certain with the minute amount of scale of the technology involved in this, it's going to cost you about 500 gold to build.
Please, Nikki. Valdeth is Wonder Woman.
Sounds good.
And Titania is Catwoman.
I'm
No,
sorry.
Titania's
You think you get a
poison
choice
ivy.
in that?
We all know
Yeah, I was
that.
gonna say that's a really weird
No,
way to
Titania's-
pronounce poison
Yeah,
ivy.
Titania's poison ivy. Although Titania did turn into a panther previously, so
I was also going to say Catwoman's the one that's actually had significant,
poison ivy has two
Significant what?
relations
relationship with Batman.
No. Hear me out. As Jack is doing his thing, hear me out. I know poison ivy technically would be for Titania, but for your personality purposes, Valdeth is poison ivy and Titania is Harley Quinn.
I mean, you're not wrong on personality.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it.
We don't
Why
have to
are
agree
you
on
going over to make that decision? Because I am. Okay, I'm coming.
Yeah, no. Okay, fair. Yes, 100%.
I realize that's not always their relationship, but it's very frequently their
It kind of is.
And I also like in the I still haven't watched the new Harley Quinn show on HBO,
Here's
but
my opportunity to say, watch the fuck out of that show.
I don't have HBO
It's-
Go.
You don't need HBO Go. You need a DC Universe account. You
Don't have
might
that
know
either.
somebody
Which
who
is
can
even
help you
less
with that.
useful, says
You
the
might know
DC
somebody who
fan.
can help you with that.
Hey Jeremy.
Anyway,
We'll talk about this later. Away
Anyway.
from stream.
let's talk about this not when you're
Theoretic-
recording
yeah.
incriminating evidence.
Entirely theoretically, in this case.
Yeah, we'll talk. You'll share information about somebody else later after stream.
Yes.
let's
Jen
not
spanking
let's
your
not
coffee.
record these things.
Yeah. Like any of
Like the one
streaming
time I said I was a
services.
furry. Sure, this is.
Yeah,
This is
it'd be like
worse
this is
than
the
Realize
one time
we're still live.
this is the one time like a DC executive is just watching the stream for some reason.
Of course.
Look,
So-
if it's not if the executive of a streaming service is not Vince McMahon, they honestly don't care.
Also, if you're a DC executive, you have bigger problems right now than your failing streaming service.
Ow.
I mean,
Ow.
Sorry, that was a dig. That doesn't
Yeah.
need to. We don't need to dig into
I
that.
mean, you are not wrong. Warren Ellis, Scott Lobdell, everything.
Anyways.
But probably while Gent is in the middle of planning that, Valdeth walks up to him.
Gets on the armadillo, sketching things out. A cup of goodberry smoothie in one hand.
He's junk riding it right now.
While you're working on that, I got some designs of my own that I need you to look at.
Oh, yes.
And she lays out the scroll that now has all three of the rings on it, as she's got the sketch design of what she's put together for Gent's ring is very much this sort of it is a sort of a hybrid design between clockwork and sort of like medieval knight. This sort of combination of gears and sort of chevrons shapes that are sort of loads, like sort of links together across this design that is the cogs themselves sort of hold out the band of the ring, and for like individual supports are the chevrons and sort of like the knight crest, like a couple of different shield shapes, and then the sigil is actually the heater shield shape of like a knight's crest.
Oh, well, that's glorious. I like that very much. It's magnificent. It's perfect. You've outdone yourself.
I was hoping that would be good.
Wonderful.
It's going to be a hell of a task to build it, but I'll make it work.
Well, then I was going to bring something to your attention as well. We're getting close to some mountains. Might be able to scavenge some resources there.
Yes, I might be able to find some ore lines if I had a pickaxe.
Well, we'll keep an eye out, and maybe we can scavenge one off of something abandoned along the way.
Maybe.
For all of their talk of, and you can all divide any of the treasure we find amongst ourselves, there's been remarkably little effort to find any.
Well, we're in the middle of a desert, so
that is a valid consideration. Yes.
But I think yes, once we get moving through the mountains, I will want to keep an eye out for potential veins of ore that might be useful.
Brilliant. Excellent. Well, I'll keep an eye out as best I can as well. Assuming I know what to look for.
I'll give you a basic rundown.
Perfect.
At some point on this journey, Valdeth, you are suddenly overshadowed by a large elephant man.
I forget this guy's name.
Masood comes over.
Masood?
I noticed you were forming some sketches of rings.
I am.
If I might inquire as to their purpose?
Marking an occasion.
Well, if such an occasion requires the performance of particular ceremonies, consider me at your service. And in the event that you might wish to make certain rings particularly enchanted, I might also be able to provide additional services. He sort of like reaches up, and you see that he has these two big tusks. One of them has like a ring, an engraved ring, sort of wrapped around it. That he just sort of reaches up and adjusts slightly, in what seems to be like sort of like a skin, like a chin scratch motion, but for an elephant.
It's like, You know, having a wedding officiated by another griffin would be incredible, and I think that would be something that I want to talk to both of them about. And also, enchanting these is a brilliant idea.
Certainly. The bonds that bind us together form some of the most potent magic, and I have officiated more than my fair share of ceremonies, so consider me an old hand.
I appreciate that. Let's
The-
make it. Let's make it through this trip.
Certainly. If you would desire the enchantment in particular, I'll note that platinum rings tend to hold the magic the best.
Good to know.
Make an arcana check. Valdeth.
Do I get to apply stone cunning?
Yes.
Cool. So double my proficiency bonus on this, so plus an extra 6. Yeah. So 8.
Oh,
You know what? Fine. This is something relevant to a wedding. I'll roll my inspiration.
That doesn't work for anybody this session.
9. Not you said it, Jeremy, and it ruined it.
That's much better. Natural ones are often just fail.
You do know that there are certain kinds of magical abjuration spells that can be applied into platinum rings. You're not nearly familiar enough with the divine casting schools to know what spell he might be referring to, but it's probably some sort of protection spell.
I'll keep that in mind.
Certainly. And with his large club that he uses as a walking staff, he just sort of nods his head. Once again, just sort of casually spins the ring on his tusk and heads back over to where his armadillo is.
Oni ni kanabo.
Yes, it is a kanabo, basically. It is just the big Japanese style,
Studded club.
Studded club, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have been provided that information from a particularly perceptive elephant.
Mm-hmm.
He rolled a natural 20 on his perception check. Anything else anybody's doing on this week?
I have 10 gold left.
All right, more gambling. What game is it this week?
Oh man. I'm gonna.
Tanya, do we want to play dice again?
Yeah, I think so. This is the one I'm best at. Let's do it.
All right, I'll join you.
All right.
20 forget.
All right.
10 for me.
So,
Gus in the background absolutely cheering this on. This is a bad idea. He's for it.
all right.
Alice will be joining, but she has no money.
Oh.
So first
I will
roll.
be again running a racket on the side.
All right. First roll
If
is
Valdeth asks, I will front you money again.
It's fine. She spent all her money building a suit of plate armor. She knows that she's going to be out of money for a bit.
first roll is going to be insight, or you can swap it for dice if you have the tool proficiency.
17.
25.
Gent fails. Titania succeeds.
Ooh.
Second roll. Deception.
15.
18.
You both fail.
Oh.
Third roll.
Dice on this one.
This
It is intimidation. Yep. Or charisma dice for Gent.
18.
13?
Gent succeeds. Titania fails.
All right.
One success for both of you. You lose half your money.
Okay, drop down 10.
Ariel, you gain an additional 9 gold off the total.
I have come out of this gambling thing ahead now.
For those curious,
Oh yeah,
for
the
those,
house always wins.
for those curious, the DCs were 20, 20, and 16.
God damn it.
I go back to Carolina. Hi. Oh, as Aaron has stepped off.
Aaron
Sorry,
stepped away.
I didn't notice. Never mind. I'll do that
Titania
later.
goes back to their sugar daddy or sugar mama in this case.
No. No.
You know Scuzz is right there, and you definitely know Scuzz has not been spending any of his money.
No.
It's funny if it's Carolina.
Also, Scuzz's money is covered in butter.
That is not completely true.
Only partial.
Only some of it.
Only the top half.
The bottom half. Let's be real.
The butter melts down. It's
Yes.
hot.
Well, yeah, but like it can only melt down so far. Scuzz is rich.
I go and find Ithram then.
Okay.
Okay, yep.
Ithram, who is sweating into a towel.
You don't look so good.
He's just a lighting.
That's not nice to say. Ithram, you're a beautiful man.
Thank you.
That's fair. I have to talk. I have a.
The goblinoids hitting on each other.
Yeah.
No! I'm sorry, making myself laugh. It's just stupid Scuzz. Sorry, continue.
So I have a weird question. Again. I
Hopefully
got
have an answer.
okay. You're one of the most magical, the most about magic of anyone I know, and you're the least likely person to judge me about this. So it's good. I just want to see what might be possible. I have this. Don't breathe it in. I pull out the bag of fairy powder, dead fairy.
Yeah.
This is something I found back in Terra, and I think my friend said it was some sort of like someone from the Feywild who died, and like it's their ashes or something, and I don't know what to do with it now.
What was
Is
the
it
original purpose? What is it for?
Well, I found it in a burned out building, but I was, the mushrooms have the mushroom supply is very slow to replenish.
They do take a bit to grow, yes. I would
Yeah.
assume.
So,
So
but I don't think that's a good idea with this. So I'm wondering how I might, because I don't want to just like leave it somewhere and someone died for this. It feels like bad to just throw it out. And also like if I thought about throwing it in the water, but then I was like, what if the fish, because fish like breathe in stuff.
You can give me an Arcana or Nature roll.
I'll give an Arcana check. I'll kind of look it over and
As the hobgoblin just blinks.
Turn it into
looks
some
on you.
sort of like
Or not.
poison or something. I don't know.
24, not
So it was
so-
24. The powdered. So yeah, when certain fey spirits die, they turn into like this sort of glitter dust, rather than having a corporeal body.
Mhm.
And it can be used for a variety of things magically. It powers a lot of it can power a lot of illusions or enchantments and things like that. It can substitute itself. It can be used to substitute the material components for anything that involves summoning fey creatures. So like you could actually use this to substitute for the material components required for your find familiar spell.
Okay.
Looking at the bag, you imagine this is probably 4 or 5 castings worth that you could use in that manner.
Okay.
Thinking about Titania referencing mushrooms and burnt out buildings, you're thinking its original purpose was to be cut into some sort of drug. You probably shouldn't snort this directly.
Yeah, no, she said not to breathe it in, so he's
Yeah.
definitely keeping it for like at. He's got
Because
his arms bent. He's like holding it this far away
Yeah.
and like looking down into it.
yeah, because even in death, the body, the leavings of Fae is still Fae.
Yeah.
Don't inhale Faye.
Don't
Faye, not even once.
or do. I'd love to describe what'll happen to you. But yeah, it can be used for the principal thing that you're thinking of is it can be used as a substitute for the material components of any spell that involves summoning Fae spirits.
Okay. Well, I don't know what the exact purpose was before, but you could use this. Perhaps this should aid with summoning Fae creatures. Should you want to do that?
I have a flower for that.
You have
But okay.
well,
Would this be like bigger or more
perhaps-
permanent?
like how I summon Mal. Perhaps would I be able to show Titania the ritual so that maybe she could use this to cast Find Familiar?
Can druids learn Find Familiar?
I don't think so,
I
but
don't think
Like
so.
you could show her the ritual. She wouldn't be able to learn it, but you could give her like an example of how Find Familiar works with that. You're not a universalist, so you can't inscribe your magic in such a way that other people can use it.
yeah,
Yeah, it's just wizards.
yeah. That's why So I was kind of like showing her how he would do it, and then maybe she'd be able to tweak it for
Yeah, like you could
druid.
you
druid
could
magic.
show you could very easily demonstrate how you would use this to replace your material components.
Okay.
That's easy enough. You don't have to use any of it to do that. You rolled high enough that the theory is sound. You can explain it.
Okay. Yeah.
And Find Familiar is.
I'll do everything but
exclusively
light the match to summon.
Yeah.
For example, Titania at third level.
Alternatively, if you take the ritual caster feat, anybody can learn Find Familiar.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that as well.
Or if you're a warlock with Pact of the Chain.
Or if you get a universalist spell scroll or crystal that has it on it.
Hmm.
Okay, but I can't cast that spell now.
But yeah, so from what he's showing you, Titania, you could probably, for your various summon Fae Spirit spells and stuff like that, you could use this powder in replacement of the material component. You already have the material component, so it's not as big of a deal for you. But but for things that like consume the material component, this could be used in place.
Okay. Thanks.
No problem.
Like
Why would I
again,
judge you for having this? So it's just a magical reagent.
Yeah, but that's not what I got it for.
I didn't want to assume, but
You
at least you
assumed.
asked and didn't.
It's okay.
You didn't. So, but this is good. This should help with with your summonings at least.
Cool. Thanks.
Gets back into the shade underneath the armadillo. Just leans back.
I do a Jared Graff sort of like spritz water at you. Does not help.
no, not at all.
No, it's warm water.
Now it's muggy.
Ugh. Even worse. All right. I'm good.
Any other conversations people want to have on this week?
Wait, Aaron's back. I go find Carolina.
Carolina, what about this powder?
No.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm findable. There was food.
Hi, Carolina. Here's most well the bits I didn't lose back. I will hand over 6 gold.
I will take your 6 gold. Thank you.
You're welcome.
They are the
Do
only.
you have anything else to...
Bother you with? No.
Right. Forgot who I'm talking to.
All right.
Well, have a lovely day, Your Royal Eminence.
Thanks for letting me borrow it. I'll pay you back the other 4 later.
That is perfectly fine. I was simply ensuring that everyone would have some entertainment.
Yeah. It was very helpful. I like to do that too. Provide entertainment for people. It's fun. You don't like my kind, but
Was that what it was for you?
which bits? I'm confused now.
Is that what living the same day over and over was to you? Entertainment?
No. I was having a good day. I wanted to keep having a good day. I like having good days. That was it.
Fine.
I was just talking about in general. You should maybe go bait a sandworm or something. You'd probably beat it, and it would get out some of that stress.
I can't tell if you'd severely overestimate my capabilities or telling me to go to hell.
Oh, I'm being honest. I think you would probably beat it. You're pretty strong and good at hitting things.
Well, unfortunately, it seems that most of the problems I actually need to deal with are ones that I can't hit.
Okay. Can I help with any of them?
You are one of them.
Because I'm trying and I think it's getting worse. You're face palming more than when I came over here.
You
And
know,
I just handed you
I
money.
don't know what I thought you were going to say that was going to make any of this better. I don't know why I thought you would say anything. Never mind. I'll get over it. It's fine.
All right. Bye. I wander off.
So, at the end of this week, I need 2 things to happen. I
Okay.
need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw that needs to for the exhaustion, and then I need everyone to roll a D100.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Oh no.
20. There you go.
Didn't need to save face, maybe. Just really hot this week.
Yeah, the problem is that in this case the DC is 20.
Eh.
So
Oh, scuzz.
I will spend a point of
God.
inspiration.
All right.
There we go.
Everyone succeeds. Now everyone roll a D100.
I haven't
Oh,
rolled yet
waiting for
because my
Carolina.
character sheet is still bugging out. Sorry.
That's all right. No worries.
My internet's been having some. I think
You're good.
No.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Thank you, chat, for also rolling a D100.
5.
Nice. Thanks, Abe.
All right.
So Titania and Ithram get eaten.
So,
Good.
Two.
Good.
at the
Again.
You're
beginning,
muted, Gent. Or Jack.
And Gent got a 6.
Yeah.
I'd miss that one, yes.
at the beginning of the next week, as Gent, Titania, and Ithram are riding along on their armadillos,
Uh-huh.
those of you that are behind them suddenly hear the sound of sand giving away as Titania, Gent, and Ithram disappear,
Oh boy.
along with their armadillos. And as they fall into a cavity hidden by the sand, that's where we're going to end for this week.
Oh my god!
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.